Hello, 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 everyone. Sorry, I have not done my hair or anything this morning. I'm a little stressed out. But hello, 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 everyone. Hello, welcome back to your friendly neighbor Noob. I'm Friendly, and this is Hytale. Now, it is currently like 9 o'clock in the morning. I woke up early-ish, I guess. Early-ish. And so I'm a little bit frazzled. Probably should have gotten more energy drink, to be honest. I'm drinking a new one. It's called Ruby Red. Hey, it's pink. It's pink. Alright, sorry guys. There we go. What was I doing? Oh, yes. I'm almost finished my one block series, like playing through it. Almost. We're almost finished. But yes, hello, So Psychic, and hey Cookie. Sorry Cookie, I accidentally demodded you the other day. I apologize. Also, yeah, what I meant was like, what I was supposed to say is, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Streaming is work, but it's not working. I was like, wait, that doesn't really make sense, does it? I didn't want to be rude or anything. Okay, so we've got so much to do. I've got so much to do. I'll run you through what happens off camera so that we can kind of get an idea of what's happening on camera today. Oh, I thought it's a goodie. You goodie. No, yeah, I'm goofy. I'm goofy. I'm a little bit too zen today. Maybe I shouldn't have streamed. I'm too zen. Okay, so just quickly, guys, what we did last time is we started the tower, or the lighthouse of Alexandria. While off camera, I spent, I think it was like 30-something in-game days finishing the lighthouse of Alexandria. We'll have a look for it from a higher point because it's actually quite tall. Oh, pardon. And trust me, you'll want to see it from a higher vantage point. You won't want to see it from that angle. All right. Let's get up there. But yes, I want to say, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to you, Friendly Neighbor Noob. Of course, I'm Friendly. Hello. Welcome back. And we're back with Hytale. That's right, we're back with Hytale. And today, we are going to try to add an addition onto our build and start doing what we did over here to this one. Okay, ready? The Lighthouse of Alexandria. That's right. Now, it took me 3 episodes to get that done. I did basically an episode for that section, an episode for those sections, an episode for those 2 sections. So hopefully it will, you guys can see the making of the lighthouse itself. It was quite fun, actually. It was not very easy. I'm just gonna say this now, it was not very easy. Alright. So, the next part. Just gonna go over here. So, the next part is going to be focusing on... Actually, let's do the thing. Oh, there's a bear over there. There's a bear over there! And some chairs as well! Your microphone has no signal. What's it? That micro is unmuted but has no signal. What? You guys can hear me? 1 second, guys. Gotta make sure I'm actually plugged into my microphone. Yeah, I'm plugged into my... I think it's lying to me. It's a dirty little liar. Dirty little liar. How rude. But, yeah. So I should probably do all the obligatory stuff. Ready? Ready? Welcome back! Welcome back to your friend and neighbor Noob. Of course, I'm friendly, and we're back! That's right, we're back. We're back with another episode. We're back with building the Greek marvel that we have tried to attempt to build. And today we're back on the lighthouse of Alexandria. Oh, don't work in that hole. Damn. Go round the hole. But we are going to be working on the lighthouse of Alexandria. Well, technically, we're not working on that. We're working on that. See, over here we have all these platforms that are building off it. Well, this one needs some platforms as well. It does. It does. It needs some form of platforms to help it be nice and shapely. No, it does. It needs a few platforms to kind of, oh, what's the word? Space itself out? I don't know. Hey, Mr. Krabs. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Are you? But, yeah, so we're going to put in some platforms today. We have to make sure that the path that's up there wraps all the way around to the bottom, or at least close to the bottom. Something that we can link up at least. There we go. So I feel like we should probably do the platforms at the bottom too, like down there. Last time we did the platforms, I actually made them like up here. I wrapped them around and built it while up here, but it does actually made my life a lot harder. I don't understand why I did that. I was like, how can I make this the most difficult thing possible? And I found it. Maybe we should probably start by doing the path, figure out where the path lands, and then kind of go off that. So if we're doing the path over here, I like how it's raining here, but then it's not raining here, but you come over here, and it's raining. The weather is strange here. I don't understand it. It's almost like it's cursed. Okay, so put that one there, that one there, that one there. Now, was I doing 3 pieces or 2? I was doing 3 pieces, but... I went a little off the rails when we got to about here. Okay. We might have to put something here just to line it up. There we go. That makes it a lot easier for us. Put that there, put that there, put that there, put that there. Put that there. And I guess we can wrap it around that way. Actually, yeah, we could wrap this around and like that. Give it a bit more room to move. There we go. Then we start the next level. Is that okay? Step down here? Or should I do one more here? No, it's gonna look weird. Bye! Not that this path isn't gonna look weird. It's hard doing these kinds of paths because they're just so willy wonky. They're so willy wonky. There's not a single straight thing about them. One could even say they're a gay path. Not that we're assuming their sexuality in any way. Okay, so it comes down here, then we go... Ah! I'm losing so many pieces to the ocean. Like Titanic, just throwing everything into the ocean. Ah! Well, I got the pieces back. That's what happens. You complain about the pieces and it's like, well, here you go. We'll get this path. We will. Jump, 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 jump. Got to come down here carefully. Successfully, quietly. That one there. So it looks like this. It goes down, 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 wraps around, round, round. Keep going this way, I guess. I'm hoping actually to do a large platform. Like, the ones I did over in the other area weren't as grand. They were just small little platforms that I could put little districts on. This one I want to be a much larger platform. I kind of want to see how big we can make it without it looking weird. Also, I do love how much the music suits the Greek vibe. Ding, ding, diddling, ding. It's the mandolin. I think it's a mandolin. Da, 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 da. I feel like I should be the bard, you know, singing to the people at the tavern. Heidel, heidel, ho, the man of there she go. The hero got eaten by a rabbit. Oh, that was so tragic. Yeah, that's right. Eaten by a rabbit. What a terrible way to go. What a terrible way to go. He'd hide and ho. With its floppy ears. What the village fears. Heedle hidle ho. There you go. Off to destroy the rabbit. It's like some Monty Python shit right there. Can't trust bunny rabbits. So at some point we have to basically hit a platform. Because yes, this is a very long and winding path all the way around. But that's only because we're going to be crossing over the ocean area. And we can't exactly put a platform out here. Well, we could. It just would look weird. I also have to fix... I'm going to destroy that and that because... Terraform the ocean. Friendly is going to terraform the ocean. The ocean just doesn't look symmetrical enough for him. Yes, I just spoke about myself in the third person to explain the absurdity. To express just how absurd this is. I guess we could start it here. Are we on the top of a block or on the bottom of a block? The top. Okay. So what if we did wrap it around here? First of all, I think we need to get rid of... Okay, so if we're making a platform here... Actually, that might be okay if I believe those. Hello, Mr. Lobster. Because he wasn't a rock. He was a rock lobster. Boom, 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 boom. We're at a party. Everyone was wearing matching ties. As I said, I want a large platform, and I feel like we can go all the way to probably around here, maybe. You can go right in the middle. Oh, that's sand. That's sand. Sand? 3. No. 1, 1. And then we will start going this way. Now it will start going the way that is needed. Not the way that you want, but the way that you need. Sorry, just checking something, guys. Okay. Oh no, you can still keep going out. Gotta make this platform line up with that somehow. So path will come around here. There'll be buildings all along there. We can put some buildings along here. I have like a town center type thing going on. Then I guess we'd have another platform here, which would be slightly lower down. So there'd be a staircase down into it. This one would wrap all the way to here. Could do another big one. It's hard to do these platforms because you don't know what's going to look good until you start building on it. Although I feel I usually work around it. Okay, we need to clean up this little corner right here. So yeah, we could make it a big... Okay. There's that platform. Then there's one over here. Do I actually have my weapons on me? Do I even have weapons? No, I don't. So if I got attacked right now, I'd be pretty much screwed. Actually, I might push this out more. I was realizing I can push this out more. Hello, you guys. How about you leave me alone? That would be nice. Don't attack. there. Go away. Got too close. I should always carry my weapons. I didn't want to have to do this, but you know, they pissed me off. See? I didn't want to have to do that. I didn't want to have to, but they got in my way. Oh, hey, Carly. So, Carrie Kelpie. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, so we've got that platform, we've got this platform over here, and we got that platform. Hopefully that will look good. I gotta see it from above. Yes, I enjoy Hytale more than I enjoy Minecraft. I know, what blasphemy, I just spouted out of my mouth. Out of my face hole. How dare I? How dare I say such blasphemous things? I will never be forgiven by the Minecraft community. Let's do a little there. Little notch. I want this to be a little platform, but maybe we should like link it up to here. Somehow. Somehow. Maybe I'll put that one on the opposite side. So put this one on this side. There we go. Liked the combat in it when I played. Yeah, I feel like the combat's pretty good. Personally, I think the combat's pretty good. I mean, I'm more into the building, as you can see. just a tiny bit of building, though. Just a little bit of building. We're making something very Greek-inspired. Very, Gaia. Sorry, I'm putting my tea together. Tea. Yes, I made those. These are mine. I made them. So yeah, with these platforms, I've got like 4 platforms at the moment. This platform's going to have the staircase coming down, so the path coming down into it. Then the path's going to come down into this one, and then finally into that one, which will hopefully be able to come down here somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we might end up adding some more platforms. Obviously, we have to add more for it to all make sense, but these are the platforms we have so far. I'm going to have to fill them out now. I have to build them upwards with chalk. Yeah, these are all chalk. We're making chalk platforms. Because why not? I love that I can hear a fox inside of the walls. It's a little crazy. But you know, foxes are weird like that. They like to hide in walls. I should know. I am a fox myself. Part human, part fox. No one can tell me otherwise. But no, so I'm just going to build these up with the chalk. And I'm going to have to build them at least up to there so that the path connects to it. Yeah, I started building a while ago. We're up to like day 350 in Hytale. But this is a giant tower where I wanted to put my portals in. I'll give you a slight tour. The next one is up here, which is this is the Scholar Gardens, where all the nerds like to read. All the goddamn nerds. Yeah, all those nerds. And then we have the Scholars Library, where they like to read even more. And we have Simon Hytale, the owner of Hytale, as a statue. Great and mighty Simon Hytale. Come out here to the entertainment district, where the snowman is, you know, giving out candy canes to young boys and girls. Oh yeah, this leads to my storage. This is my storage room. Very boring. Very boring. Close it. This one leads up to, I guess the military area. Ah! Well, it's not centered. This is the military area. We have the blacksmith. And nice sitting area and archery going on. It's my bridge over here to the mainland. I haven't fully built up the mainland yet. This is the residential area. It's all supposed to be very Greek inspired. Old Greek buildings. And wrap around here. Yeah. And then of course the main, where we started, the first build was the pavilion. This is the pavilion to celebrate dear mighty Gaia, goddess of the Hytale, and the pagoda. Is it pagodas? I can't remember what these are called. I think of the pagodas. Little seating areas, and of course our waterfall. Oh yeah, this one. Suppose this is going to be our potions shop eventually. All of it links up to this tower. If you don't have water elevators, I guess you have drowning elevators. You could possibly drown. So this is the very top, and you get a good view of everything. And that, over there, is the Lighthouse of Alexandria, which I just finished recently. The Lighthouse of Alexandria, based on the Greek historical Lighthouse of Alexandria. We used an image to kind of build it. I'm alright at building. There are definitely builders who are better than me, but I'm alright. I do alright. I'm pretty proud of my build. Especially my lighthouse. Although right now I'm doing the boring part of setting up for the next build. This is the boring part, where you have to set up for the next build, so all you're doing is placing blocks. I guess building is just placing blocks, but this part is definitely the more boring part. Actually, I might do the opposite way. Foundation is important. Exactly. You need a good foundation for anything. I mean, if you think about it, without a good foundation, your game will suck. It'll just fall apart. Without a good foundation, a girl's makeup would just simply look like a kid did it with crayons. Yeah. Or as my friend would say, what's the point if you're not going to put foundation on? As Cookie would say. Yeah, but Cook's at work. Cookie is at work. I didn't actually ask you, Kelpie. I didn't actually ask how you were feeling about Midnight. Because I already told you I'm not buying Midnight because it's going to cost me around $100 Australian to get Midnight and then keep it up. Because I would, and in all honesty, I'd only be buying it to make a series to put on one of my channels and then probably forget it exists. Because they're not, the new expansions aren't bad. They're just a little forgettable. Like, nothing screams at me like, oh, this is awesome. It's all like, oh yeah, it's alright. Nothing's terrible. I think that's the other issue. Nothing's overtly awful that you remember it, and nothing's overtly amazing so you remember it. Housing is the only reason I would be joining. I don't think player housing should be the reason I play World of Warcraft. So how is the game? You've been enjoying it? What was the pull for you? Like, if you were to sell it to someone, the housing is Kino. But if you were to sell the game to someone, how would you sell the game? Like, what would you tell them to convince them to play, I guess? What is the key selling points in Midnight? Our marketing team needs to know what's the key selling points for Midnight. How are we supposed to sell this to the people? I've also seen very little advertisement compared to other years. Like, Blizzard is known for shoving their expansions down your throat. Every website you go on has a freaking World of Warcraft page somewhere, or like advertisement. But I have barely seen anything about Midnight. It's probably been the most quiet one to kind of pop up. And also, it's the middle child. I don't know if anyone's realized that. It's the middle child. There's an expansion. There's 3 expansions in this trilogy, and it's the middle child. The neglected middle child. The reason I came back to the game after 10 years is because my guild was playing it. So PvP, I guess, Black Sails, hardcore PvP. Yeah, as I said, War Within was definitely a big one for them, and I've got to admit, crashing Dalaran was a big thing, and it was straight at the start. After that, I played through the entire game, but I was a little like, okay, I guess I'm done now. The start was definitely the most exciting part of War Within. But after that, yeah, there were some really cool aspects, but nothing that dragged me in. No looming threat that I cared about. I like Xalatath. And plus she was in Burning Crusade as well, not Burning Crusade, Battle for Azeroth as a blade, remember? You had to free her from that blade? Or was that Battle for Azeroth, and then we met her again in, Legion, and then we met her again in Battle for Azeroth. Either way, Xalatath was in Battle for Azeroth, and I didn't mind that. Lore has been meh, but the dungeons have been great so far. Yeah, I mean, there are heaps of games that have great dungeons. And plus, my favorite dungeons are, like, dead mines. So, I don't think the dungeons are going to excite me too much. No, I prefer lore when it comes down to it. I'm a lore story person. If the game doesn't have a strong story, I find it very dull. But hey, I knew there would be a point in my life where I would look at World of Warcraft and say, I'm done. It's been, what, 20 years? It's been 2 decades, so eventually I had to. In Legion First is the legendary dagger for the Shadow Priests. I was a priest, so I know that one. But yeah, in Battle for Azeroth again, with the old gods mentioned. That's the weird thing. We have had so many mentions of the old gods, but we're focusing on the void instead. Oh yeah, Loki in the Murder Row dungeon. I have heard that it was a very good dungeon. As I said, it's just, for me, Australia's, they increased only Australia, and I do mean only Australia's subscriptions recently due to some kind of rule that Australia has implemented about subscriptions. They decided to increase it by a few dollars, so it's now 23 Australian dollars, which is, one sec. 23 AUD to USD. $16, which I know your guys' subscription is $15. So it's $1 more than yours. All because it's $1 more, all because our government decided to do something that they didn't like. So we're being punished for something that the government they didn't like about our government. Yeah. And then of course the game itself costs like $75 for us. The base game costs $75 for us, which 75 AUD to USD. The game would cost $52.50. Which I'm pretty sure for America it's only $50, so it's a little like $2.50 more. But still, they don't exactly care about Australia. That's for sure. As I said, that's the base game. I don't know what the base. I'm pretty sure the base game comes with 30 days of gameplay. But if you wanted to play longer than 30 days. I also feel like you're renting out the game. I don't think any game should have a subscription base, like a subscription model, and buy the expansion at the same time. You either buy the expansion or you buy the subscription model. You don't buy both. I feel like that's a bit scummy. And yeah, that's why I've kind of put my foot down with that. RuneScape 3D, or 3, sorry, 3D. RuneScape 3 and RuneScape Old School, Guild Wars, they're all examples of, you know, games that are free, but you have to pay for the expansions. Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft are examples of games that aren't free, and you have to pay for the expansions and / subscription. So like, and they have some of the most controversial expansions. Like people weren't happy about Battle for Azeroth. People weren't happy about what's its face, Shadowlands at all. And of course, there were some people not exactly thrilled with Dragonflight and War Within. Dawn Trails in Final Fantasy, people were not happy with that one at all. I don't particularly know anything about the Final Fantasy world, so I can't comment on that, but I know people weren't happy. It should be either or, but they get away with it, yeah. I liked BFA. I was probably one of very few people who liked BFA, but I liked witchy things, so for me that's like the ultimate the ultimate cool factor was how witchy it was. But I can understand other people not liking it because it was a bit dry. It was a bit dry. There was witchy stuff, pirate stuff, and old god stuff. And if you don't like Cthulhu, witches, and pirates, you're pretty much bored out of your mind. I'm just being honest. You were gonna be bored out of your mind. There was no point in that. No, I quit at the start of War Within. Like, I played War Within for the sake of the channel. My friendly noob channel, the blue one. This is... Wait, yeah, this is the green one. There's green, pink, purple, and blue. They're all pastel colors. I love pastel colors. Pastels for spring. I know, groundbreaking. But yeah, there's I did it for the channel, and then after that, I just didn't touch it again. I went on to play Project Ascension and Turtle WoW, the private servers, which I'm sure World of Warcraft would love to know. It's good in the beginning, but it drags so badly. I like the themes, but it got dull. I will say that I didn't really pay attention to a lot of the raids in that season, so that's probably why I didn't care too much. And plus, if you asked me what else was added, like Najita, I think, was added, which I was okay with. I didn't mind that one. But yeah, for me, the start of the game was actually more fun than anything else. All the Jaina Proudmoore stuff and the prison stuff was quite fun. As soon as I started adding updates, I was like, yeah, this isn't great. They didn't know what to do with it. So instead, they just linked it back to the main story instead of actually doing anything too exciting. Why do something exciting when you don't have to? Ba-da-dum. Bam. But yeah, as I said, there's so many good, I need to do something with the Scarlet Crusade. They need to do something. I remember when everyone's saying they need to do just an entire expansion based around the Scarlet Crusade. I would love to see the Scarlet Crusade come back bigger and better than ever. Like, we've been ignoring them for so long that they've been building up an army. The Scarlet Fire, or the Holy Fire, that... Oh, wrong one. But I don't think they're gonna ever do a big thing with Scarlet Crusade, to be honest. I would love to see how they make it work. They, honestly, I think they were going to do something with the classic stuff, like Classic Plus. And they kind of did stuff with Seasons, was it Seasons of Discovery? They did something. They had like the Scarlet Monastery dungeon and boss and raid. I think it was one of them. I think it was Seasons of Discovery. They had this Scarlet Monastery raid. In Eastern Plaguelands, near Light Hope's Chapel, that area. I unfortunately noped out of Seasons of Discovery after phase, I think, was 3. So I don't know what happened with phase 4, 5, 6. It was super fun. It was super fun, the Seasons of Discovery. It's just I wasn't really big on Classic at the time. I've learned to appreciate Classic now, but back then I wasn't so interested. And I only appreciated Classic because of the private servers. Like, after playing the private servers, I started to understand what the point of Classic servers were. And how the slow pace of things was important. But until then, Classic was slow as honey and molasses. It was not the most exciting thing for me. And I grew up in Classic. I know a lot of people who criticize my WoW videos or shorts always make comments like, "Oh, retail baby," or "Oh, I bet you started late in retail," or "You've never played WoW for Classic in your life," blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I was there when Naxxramas was a raid in original Classic, I know all the trials and tribulations that happened in it. I started playing, I think it was 2006 or 7, which was 3 years after it came out. But yeah, I think it was a year or two before Burning Crusade. I just love when they say that though. They're like, ugh, you and your newbie ways. I'm like, guys, I've probably played WoW longer than you have. Did you even play vanilla? Yes, yes I did. That's why Burning Crusade is one of my favorite. Legion is my favorite. Legion is my favorite. Hello there, I exist. No, you don't. You have no proof. There is no proof of the salami. No, I will say that, yeah, Legion is my favorite. Legion will always be my favorite. I don't think that will ever change. Second would be Burning Crusade, then Wrath of the Lich King. Does anyone have a side of salami? I feel like I need to make a is it 2 of these, one of the light leather. Drano was right. Drano was right because it was like guzzling bleach. Awful. Warlords of Draenor was terrible. I will say one thing. I liked exploring in Warlords of Draenor. I liked finding all the treasures and all the random elites and all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed their attempt at player housing. But all in all, the dungeons, the raids, just not... It wasn't the best. They had some shining moments, but they were far and few in between. Kelpie, are your favorite 3 those 3 as well? Okay, I need to go get some cold dirt. And the only place where cold dirt exists is in the cold, frosty Frostlands. Well, I've been calling it the Frostlands. I'm pretty sure that's not what its name is. But, you know, who's gonna correct me? No one else knows what the name is. We need some cold dirt. This stuff. Obviously not from there, though. I guess we could just take all this, right? Hello? I pressed the button. Why is it working? Okay. Lag central only for the shovel, I guess? It only lags when the shovel's doing it. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's like the shovel was loading in. After paying $12.99, the shovel had to load in. Gotta pay a fee for that good shovel. Gonna get as much of this cold dirt as possible. Ew, tree. You don't belong here. Okay. I'll see you when your phone charges. It's always nice. Yes. Do you play WoW Salami? I don't think I ever asked. Does WoW play Salami or does Salami play WoW? Can I get up in here? Is there like heaps of dirt up in here? Ooh, I can be like a mole. I can be like a mole and dig from underneath. I can be a little mole and dig underneath. Little yes, I'm a goblin. Little goblin boy. Little loot goblin. I guess I'm a mole and I live in a hole. I'm just gonna keep going. Just keep digging out my holes. It doesn't make me a dwarf, by the way. I know dwarves like to live in mountains and holes and underground areas. This does not make me a dwarf. I just like digging holes. I enjoy it thoroughly. We just need code. Ooh, look how clean this path is. Oh, perfect. Now I'm afraid to just go off in one direction. It's not going to be symmetrical. I mean, I guess I'm a... What's it called? Is it Vulpera? Yeah, Vulpera. I play a lot of Vulpera. I used to play human, and then I played Vulpera. So I went from human to furry. I think that's what most people end up doing. The cat girl or bunny... Cat person or bunny person in Final Fantasy. I think I played a cat boy. I thought bunny boy would be a little bit too far, you know. Gotta get my Playboy bunny outfit. I play on Moonvale with my goblin. I can recruit degenerates to work in the coal mine with good success. Well, I mean, you gotta have a day job, right? You gotta have something to do to pass the time. As long as you're not into child labor, I mean, that's important. You gotta find adult degenerates. Children haven't become degenerates yet. They haven't decided whether degeneracy is their thing yet. We gotta respect that. Aww, we've hit the end. I'm gonna try to... Yeah, and then go this way. Damn! Oh, I was in a groove. The shovel is so finicky. Like, sometimes it decides to work, and other times, like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Why would I do that to children? They are far too weak and undisciplined to work at the coal mine. Not to mention the lungs give out work due to poisonous gas. Do you have to pay the children more money as well, or is it because you know life insurance for children I believe is higher? I don't know. I haven't done slave labor. I don't know how it works. If only I understood slave labor. Are on the payment. The fuck are you talking about? I give them a roof over their head and one square meal a day. They will do what I say. I'm guessing you go for orphans. That way you don't have to deal with their parents. I mean, if you did, of course. As you said, they're undisciplined. There's no point in having them. Although I have been told it's always good to have someone with small hands in a mine, you know, just in case. Quality-free workers get the roof. Maybe the remains for them to sleep on their previous inhabitants, but I can't afford a roof for every single employee. Do you know how much that would cost? Cents on the dollar? I don't know. It's like $10. Do you know what I could do with $10? I could get 2 coffees. Ha! They are not worth 2 coffees. Are you kidding me? Yeah, you're definitely a goblin. Wait, when I was a human, I had to be self-righteous, you know, and act like I'm always the good guy. That's what the humans do. In WoW. But you don't understand, Goblin. We're liberating you from your own people. You have had terrible working conditions. Don't you understand that? So we're here to save you. So come with us now, or else. Oh no, an entire city that's plagued. You know what? I think the best thing to do is kill everyone. It's for the greater good. Somehow, even though you guys have slave trading and you know, slavery and greed and all kinds of bad things, humans are still worse. Humans still found a way. At least you guys are aware of you're doing bad things. Humans are like, us? Bad? No, we simply had to do what was right. Don't know what you're talking about. I feel very judged right now. Ooh. I feel very judged and I don't appreciate it. I might have to kill you for it. And that's why I chose the Volpiran. They have practically no lore and no background. They showed up in one area once, everyone found them cute, and then they became the token race that is adorable. Every game has one of them. The adorable or sexy race. I mean, technically, Final Fantasy has 2 of them. But we had to murder those people. You just don't understand. Wait, weren't humans the one that blew up the ship of, like, the goblins when they were escaping from their starter zone? Wasn't it the humans that blew up their ship? If I remember the goblin starter area correctly. They're escaping the area because of the volcano, and then suddenly they were sailing along and got attacked by a ship, which was the human ship. I think that's correct. If so, you'd think that we'd be sworn... The humans and goblins would be sworn enemies. Jeez. Ha! Yoink. As a member of the Goblin Syndicate, I completely agree with his sentiment that humanity is definitely worse. And on top, I feel the proud Goblin man that should be our position. How dare they be worse than us? We have prided ourselves on being terrible. How dare they? Hi. You still don't sell anything, do you? I wish this guy would sell stuff. We should probably head back to base now that we have all the cold dirt. And I can start... Ugh! Oh, lag. Yay, lag spikes. Everyone likes lag spikes. But something popped up and I can't read it. Why is it not popped up? You said something else but it didn't show up. It says that you said something, but I can't actually see what you said. That's so weird. Humans invented something labor, goblins added children. So I'm guessing slave labor and goblins added children. I don't know why. My live stream has been insane. Oh, there we go. It's shown up on that. Yeah, my live stream has been insanely bad. In the sense of messages aren't showing up on my both my dashboard and my OBS, and it's my concurrent viewers are not showing up properly either. Like what you see, how many you see is watching is like a third of 3 times as much as what I see for some reason. It's not showing the right numbers. Oh well, doesn't matter. Cookie, get back to work. You don't want your boss getting angry at you. I have to fill in this entire area. I'm going to be filling this entire area only to break it down later, but like... I need a platform to work with. I need my space. No, it's easier to work on a platform than not have anything and basically be working on air. Because if I fall down, I get hurt. And I'll be wasting food constantly trying to heal up from my broken bones, my feet bones, my leg bones, my what's the knee bone? That's the one I'm trying to think of. Feet bone, my feet bone, my ankle, my shine. To place all in the night sky. I'm also basically placing an area where a whole bunch of monsters could spawn. Oh, monsters could spawn on here while I'm doing this, and I would just be screwed. That's okay. I have my blades. I'm practically a little roguey boy. Oh yeah, I did. Salami, what class? I didn't ask that. What's your favorite class? I'm always the holy ones, so I play paladin and priest. I'm a healer at heart, which I think people kind of what class people main as is usually indicative to what their personality is like. Like I'm very much a caring kind of person, and I care about other people's lives more than my own, which leans into healer. I am way too much of a healer. Or a protection paladin, because I'm like, I must protect everyone. Monk, but before it got castrated to recent updates. What happened to it? I haven't played the most recent. I haven't played Midnight, and I probably won't play Midnight for a while. I might cave at one point. If I do cave, I'm not using my flying mount. People have had more fun with using ground mounts only. They got rid of stands, all 5 of them. What? Why? Isn't that like one of the main things of a monk? I have an alt that's a monk, and it's max level. Actually, I have 2. Well, not max level anymore. Max level for War Within. I had 2 that were max level. One Wind Waker and one Brew Master. And yeah, isn't that the whole point of monks? So my new favorite is Demon Hunter because Hot Elf Lady. But never Night Elves. So Hot Elf Blood Lady. Well, I mean, Blood Elves are pretty hot. Not gonna lie. Although, we probably like different Blood Elves. I'm looking at the Blood Elf men and you're looking at the Blood Elf women. But Blood Elves are pretty hot, yes. And they all got a bit of a glow up with the new expansions, so that's great. But no, I like the Demon Hunter. I always felt it was more of like an arcade style class though. Very like, now you fly over here, and you fly over there. Glide! I hated touching the ground. What's the point of touching the ground when you're a Demon Hunter? What is this? See, I told you. We're just all of this just to come back and destroy it. You go get the cold dirt, you put the cold dirt in, and then you completely destroy the cold dirt once it's like, ah, it's time. Let's destroy the cold dirt and put a path in. Didn't take very long. Did not take very long at all. Da, 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 da. Maybe we should just do it here. Actually, that looks better. It's like a little love heart. I'm in love with this path. Not really. Wow. There's a fox in here. I can hear it. It's fine. It might die in there due to the lack of food, but it'll be fine. You know, it made that decision, and I'm proud of it for making its own decisions, even if they end up killing it. No one accused it of being a smart fox. Okay, so we have to link this path. We have to kind of wrap it around to make it over to here, so I can then make a staircase down to the next platform over there. But, you know, we have to make it there. I will also later on create another path that goes around here, but that's later. We don't need to worry about that right this second. We just have to get this path a-going. Let's get this roast cooking. A nice lamb roast. Nice lamb roast with a mint jelly. Oof. Anyone who doesn't like lamb roast, disappointed. Disappointed. I think we have to go across there, so let's that way, that way? Yeah, that way, that way. Just have to pull this path together. Do I have to go that way then? Yeah, and then that way, I think. Yes. Now we can go straight. Straight. Something Salami knows all about. I don't know. Salami, how do I go straight? What do I do? Keep walking to the left and then to the right, and I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. Yes, welcome, Salami. This is my world. My Greek-inspired world. For some reason, I went Greek. I think it's mainly because when I looked at everyone else, what everyone else was doing, because obviously Hytale just came out not too long ago, and when I looked at whatever everyone else was doing, they were all doing, like, lovely taverns and villages and medieval and dark and scary castles, and I was just like, I want to do not that. I want to do what everyone's not doing. Whatever that is. And I figured out it's this. No one is doing Greek mythology. Hey, it could be for a good reason. Finding all the materials is extremely annoying. I think worth it. Ancient Greek or Byzantine, yeah. I'm not kidding though. When I was looking at all the pictures, people obviously posting stuff on Instagram and Twitter and all these kinds of things. I rarely saw any like ruins or chapels or temples. Everyone was going the same stuff. I'm like, as a YouTuber or a content creator, you kind of have to stand out somehow, don't? And none of them were trying that hard to. Even like when Hermitcraft people were playing Hytale, they pretty much made the same builds as each other. I was like, okay guys, way to be explorative. But yeah, I was just like, okay, I've got to do something different. If I want anyone to even notice I exist, I'm gonna have to do something different. And the Greek world was born. I think that one. Okay. Okay, I think I've got it. That one goes there. And this one goes here. You can make a temple based off Hagia Sophia or inspired by it. What's size? Once again. I've heard of that. Oh yeah. True. That would actually fit the style. Hagia Sophia, the Grand Mosque. Ave Maria. Well, I don't know why that popped into my head, but Ave Maria popped into my head. Ave Maria. Oh. It's the right shape. It would, but I think it's... Question, ... These are things that I forgot. It's from Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey. I'm trying to stick to ancient Greece types things. I wouldn't mind doing a building inspired by that. I think I would have to do it in a different area though. Just because if I want to stick to my Greek inspiration. But it's definitely a nice building. When the moon hits your eyes like a big piece of pie, amore. Have you played Hytale yet, Salami? Or I should ask, have you played Minecraft before too? Because you might not be into this kind of game, to be honest. Like, in all honesty, I like MOBA games and fighting games like Marvel Rivals. I'm not into playing them, but I'm into watching them. Same with like Resident Evil. Would not play it myself, but really enjoy watching them. Mainly to see people jump and squeal and stuff, but... Okay. There we go, we've got a path going and wrapping around. So you're going for classic Greek instead of medieval Greek. Oh yeah. Lots of like even the buildings, as you can see over there. I'll show you some of the buildings. Give me a moment. Go through the Scholar Library with the owner of the game, Simon Hytale. The sloth himself. But no, as you can see, we're going for more of a old style Greek with the two-tone buildings. Those vary their style. Old windows and pillars. More ancient than medieval. That's more Renaissance. Yeah, I guess. I don't think I was inspired by the Renaissance though. Let me check. I'm just looking at where the websites I've been using. The colors, yes. Yeah, the Renaissance more. I would say it's a cross of both medieval and Renaissance Greece, or the time periods at least. The time periods. I used ancient Greek architecture, like actual pictures of ancient Greek architecture for the houses and how I wanted to lay them out. Oh, the Leaning Tower. Yeah. That's definitely Renaissance. That is 100% Renaissance. It was inspired by an architectural drawing from the from a Greek architect. He never made the actual tower though. Like the tower was never actually realized. So I built it. Be able to talk about it, but there's innovation regarding architecture during the medieval times before the Renaissance for Gothic arches. Yeah, superior to the Roman arch. Yeah, there's different kinds of arches in my building too. There's these kinds of arches and those kinds of arches, and there's some on the other side. I mean, there's a different arch over there from this arch, even though they look almost the same. I've definitely experimented with arches. And then these pillars are, let's be honest, the pillars I've done here are more of a modern way of doing pillars. They're more like the Empire State Building, if anything. But it's all about inspiration. I'm more about visuals, and obviously this is in ancient Greece. This isn't ancient Greece. What can I do? But no, I am fascinated by ancient Greece. One of my favorite games as a kid was Age of Mythologies. And I would never not play one of the Greek gods. You would never not see me play any of the others. And I love watching the shows too. But I'm glad I didn't live in that time period, though. I would not have survived. I don't think most of us would have survived. Not unless I was rich, but even then, there's a high chance I'd be killed. I like mice in the Greece more because the giant fuck-off palace that was intricate and complex that inspired the labyrinth of the Minotaur. Yeah, I've thought about doing a labyrinth, to be honest. I'm not kidding. I've actually thought about doing a labyrinth at some point, but I don't know. Is that too like on the nose? Is it too far from? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet, to be honest. Because is there a point to making the labyrinth? I'm trying to make a giant city. I mean, you could put the labyrinth all around the city as like a defense. That could be kind of interesting. Like, I'd have to find a way to incorporate it into the city. So I'm just fixing up. I'm just fixing up things. Plus, YouTube is having a complete conniption right now. And I don't know what to believe. The story at the minute, the miner is a piece of mainland Greece propaganda as gaining its independence from it. Yeah. But the story has popularized and people love the story of the Minotaur. To scare young children. I remember the word minor being used in reference to a minotaur, but I don't know why it was used. A minor. Is that? It wasn't a child minotaur, was it? No, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. A child minotaur? Couldn't possibly. Couldn't possibly be. Da, 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 da. Okay, so we have the path basically wrapping around from up there, coming down here to wrap around here. We're going to be putting some buildings along there, a whole bunch of buildings along here, and probably have just a road going up to there, like a dead-end road. But we have to... We basically have to have a staircase down. Trying to see which direction the staircase should be. Maybe I shouldn't have it going that way. No, I liked the bigger one. I liked when there was more space, it was wider. Hopefully it doesn't take up too much of the block. Wait, where'd that go? Never mind. It disappeared. It doesn't exist. Miniature. Miniature. But yeah, a labyrinth all around here, like all around this area, could actually be kind of cool. This entire area just covered in labyrinths. The reason why this town stays where it is because it is surrounded by labyrinth. In fear of being stalked and eaten by the Minotaur. Wait, the Minotaur is real? I thought it was not but a story told to small children. It's real, and it also has 2 heads and 2 willies. That's the part that scares them. Whee! Okay. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna wrap around. We're gonna do more of the platform. And start building up towards the path. We're eventually gonna have to connect to said path. Such a big platform compared to last time. Yeah, these ones are little platforms. Like, if you look at these ones, they were just little platform there, platform, 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 and a platform there. This one is, this is a platform, and that one's a platform. Much bigger. You could have it so that the labyrinth is a district of the city, They got converted into the ghetto. I could. I think I'll think I have a think about having a labyrinth. Slimy, labyrinth is a good idea. Not gonna lie, labyrinth is a good idea, and it could definitely be an addition somewhere, even if it was just only this island or something. But yeah, I've got to finish this city first, because obviously I've got this entire island to do, and we've only done that section and started on this section. It's a big project, and I'm really enjoying it, which is weird, because usually by now I've gotten bored of the project and want to move on to something else. Although I have been playing Hytale 1 block as well, so... Or just finished, but still. Just finished it. But still... It's maybe given me a perspective on other things, because I did a different type of build there. I did a normal tavern and greenhouse and barn, so it was very typical building. Well, this isn't a server. This isn't a server. Like, if it was a server, yes. I used to host Minecraft servers. A lot of my multiplayer stuff on this Minecraft channel. On this channel, I should say. It's now turning into a Hytale channel. / Minecraft. But yeah, I used to host servers all the time. We'd play a lot of roleplay servers. Where you'd have a character. And you'd play through the entire season. We had something called Hourglass. There was also Hearth SMP. Well, both of those were roleplay servers. Faye SMP, that's a roleplay server. But yeah, we had multiplayer servers for a while. I just got sick of hosting them after a bit of time. After a bit of time, you when you don't see appreciation for the fact that you are paying for a server and you're putting all the effort into setting it up and keeping it maintained and dealing with mods and what people want added to the server, I just got a little bit sick of it. And the complaining. I hate constant complaining. Nothing is perfect. Nothing. So yeah, I ended up doing sticking to solo worlds for a while. I'll join a server if someone else makes a Hytale server or a Minecraft server. I'll join. But I think my hosting server days are over for now. For now. I might wait till later this year if I do make another one. Because I've come up I've wanted to continue my roleplay servers for Minecraft, but unfortunately, I don't know if everyone who used to participate would come back and participate anymore. They've all moved on to other projects or other parts of their life, which is totally understandable. People are not obligated to have to wait for me to be ready again. Although I did love playing characters. Playing old ladies and Scottish Vikings and crazy old wizards. It was fun. Okay, so this needs to go that way now. Once again, we have to place in all the cold dirt. It's dirty up in here, so clean all your clothes. I can see that there's so much dirt. There you go. Do do you often play on like multiplayer server for either Hytale or Minecraft? I imagine not Hytale because you know it's been out for long enough. But Minecraft. Minecraft is like 20 years old. It's practically the grandpa of these kinds of games. Sitting there being all like, "Hey kids, get off my lawn!" We just have to fill this area in with cold dirt. In preparation of putting not cold dirt on it. Putting buildings, beautiful buildings. Beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. No, not really. Mostly Vintage Story, but I haven't played in a bit. I haven't played Vintage Story yet. How is it? Like, how much different is it to these kinds of games like Hytale and Minecraft? Because I've heard interesting things, and the look of it's not exactly my bag. I'm less realism. It does look very indie, and but I'm told it's really good. I'm told it's really good, and I should try it. My other fear is if it is so different to Minecraft, will people who, you know, play Minecraft want to watch the Vintage Story videos? Incredible. I love it so much. It makes every single bit of success taste like liquid gold on top of every piece of equipment. Just keep special occasion. Getting steel's the best thing ever. Oh, is it one of those ones where you have to grind to get like all the metals and stuff like that? It's kind of like if you were to compare Vintage Story to Minecraft, you'd be comparing, I don't know, classic WoW to normal to retail WoW. Because classic WoW, you really have to fight for everything you get. You're grinding for hours to get that one staff. The only issue I have with it would be the enemy variety, which there is only 3 enemies in total. Oh, that's kind of boring. That is kind of boring. No offense. I mean, if you think about it in Minecraft's only got, I'd say, how many enemies do they have? How many aggressive mobs are there? 32 hostile mobs. So there are 32 aggressive mobs in Minecraft. There are, I think, 118 in Hytale. And 3 in Vintage Story. I think actually there's more in Hytale. I think that's only counting the ones that are in zone 1 or 2. Just gotta fill this in. Just gotta fill this in. Perfectly fill it in. The first metal you were able to get would be copper. And then you'll be able to find the material to make bronze, because you can find iron with copper. The last step is to get steel. Oh, okay. I'm guessing the crafting system is a lot more in depth than, say, Hytale or Minecraft, though. There's a lot more steps. It'd be weird to call a game Vintage Story and then not do the old vintage style crafting. Womp 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 womp. Da na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yes, much more. Yeah, I assume so. I mean, there are mods like, say, was it? No, it's not Realism Craft. There's a Minecraft mod that makes everything a lot harder to do. Like, you have to find flint and steel before you can break chips off a tree that then you'd have to carve to then make a stick, for then find the flint, and then you have to create a flint head with a stone on the flint to make the head of an axe, and then you have a flint axe once you find some rope and tie them together. I can't remember which one that is, but that's what I remember of it, and already just explaining that is just like, okay. You can't punch a tree to get wood, you have to make flint axe. So exactly what I just said. The first axe you get from Hytale is a crude axe. You'd have to get sticks and what is it? Sticks and gravel from the ground. Because you can't just punch a tree and use that wood as a for an axe. It's a little bit more in depth than Minecraft. As a man who is obsessed with copper and Bronze Age and Iron and Classic, I just generally shit like that. I love Vintage Story. I think my era is the Victorian Age, actually. A lot of my buildings in my Minecraft series and sometimes lesser, such as Hytale series in my one block world. I do seem to go for the more Victorian era, those, you know, houses with lots of details on the side, a little arch every so often. Yeah, I seem to be much more into that, and more concrete terracotta type vibe and pastel colors, and yeah. A lot of people do medieval when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I do like the medieval age and the dark ages and all that, but I just find building a lot more easy in the Victorian age for me. Everyone has their style that they relate with, I guess. And mine just happens to be the Victorian age. I will say it's some of them is very Elizabethan, some more Catholic. Gothic era stuff. I do like Gothic era stuff as well, but it's very much around that time period. Hell, I watched Bridgerton for like 4 seasons. The path is coming along again. I'd actually put this back up. Pike and shot is better. What's pike and shot? Oh, now I'm thinking of pikelets. The little pancakes. I don't know. When you said pike, all I could think is pikelet. Little pancakes. Such good. Oh, little pancakes. And slide, an electric slide, slide to the left, slide to the right, crisscross, applesauce. Okay, we're gonna make the path. I think this path is gonna go pretty straight, but we can give it a bit of curve here. We can try to curve it a little bit. It's not gonna be a big deal if we give it a little bit of a curve. This ain't my love life. Curves are fine. That way, that way. I think curvy would just adds a little bit of character to it, doing a little bit of curviness to it. So I think we should go to about here and then change back. So that here and then change back. Exactly. And then we swap over the path. Wonderful. You know, this is how I want to do things. Get my path in. Wonderful. Look at that. Jump. And jump over here. There we are. And so be it, the path goes down once again. Usually the platforms are like very different sizes, but this time not so much. Platforms are trying to be around the same size. It might be a good idea, you know? There. Oh. Oh, okay. I thought we had run out of pieces. I was like, what? We finally run out of pieces? Never. Rather. Your British and stuff. Did you see that I have run out of pieces, good sir? That is awful. No, so we're going to now connect it to this platform. I'm obviously not going to build up until we know what size to make this platform. But now we have 2 platforms done. Although you can't see unless we log out. But platform 1 and platform 2. Once we finish this one, we can go over and just do this at whatever size, really. It's not going to matter too much. Yeah, that one's not going to matter much at all, to be honest. Could probably leave it there and not do much to it until later. Cromwell English Civil War. Now, I would say, good sir, that the war is not exactly something to be trivialized and spoken of in such a way. You know, the war is where I lost all my friends. As a gentleman myself, I would slap you with a glove, but I have no glove with me. No, I'm not a big fan of... well, I don't think anyone's a big fan of war. But not a big fan of war. You played tabletop games? Yeah, I play a lot of tabletop games. I do like a good party game, though. Like Cards Against Humanity and stuff like that. The silly games that don't really have much meaning. But yeah, I like a good tabletop game. My favorite game as a kid was Cluedo. Loved a good mystery. I just loved watching people pretend they're not murderers. For my, I think it was 19th birthday, I had a murder mystery party. And of course, I ended up being the murderer. Wasn't on purpose, trust me, it was not on purpose. My parents were the ones who set it all up, and they didn't realize that I would be the murderer. They also didn't realize my character was sexually repressed. Yeah, my character was, for some reason, was the only character that didn't have a love interest out of all the characters, and everyone else was hooking up in the thing. Even my boyfriend was hooking up with someone, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" No wonder my character murdered people. Everyone else was hooking up with each other, and he had no one in his life. That's just sad. Wait, should it be? Yeah, this needs to go. Murdered out of horniness. Well, yeah, everyone else is hooking up, and no one loves him. I was like, wow, no one loves him, and that's why he murdered everyone. Incel rage. Exactly. I was like, wow. And the one we got was based in, like, was made in 1990s. The actual game. The scenario and everything. I was James Mean, which is based off an old actor named James Dean. There was Salvador Dilly Dally, which is obviously Salvador Dali, the artist. So it was all based off really old names and artists and stuff. And I was like, even back then, they had incels. Incels will forever be a part of our history as humans. It just makes me think of, like, the tapestry of the incel has been that of a great and noble history. As the greatest leader of our time, Donald J. Trump, the leader of the incels, will forever go down in incel history as a pioneer of his time, creating some of the most well-known incels to this day. 1 second, I have to check something on my phone. But looking down here, I'm checking on my phone. Keep forgetting I have tea. I love a good carafe of tea. Someone would think my background is British, but it's not. What was I looking at? Oh no, everything's fine. Okay, I'm just overthinking it. I'm just overthinking it. Let me overthink things. I'm good at that. It's fun. It's easy, you know. Alright. Now to put in the dirt once again. Cold dirt. Basically building our own platform. Also probably won't need that. There's a game I recently saw that I really like the looks of. It's a multiplayer game, so unless I find friends who actually want to play it, which most of my friends do not play video games, and the ones who do play things like Call of Duty and Call of Duty and Marvel Rivals and Fortnite, the games that I just don't play. I don't really play fighting games or war games, which seems to be my friends' favorite games. But yeah, there's one called Kill It In. It's basically like Among Us in a way, like the concept of Among Us, like a murder mystery, but there's say you have 12 people. You have 12 people playing the game. 8 of them will be innocents. They're called the lambs. And 4 of them will be called the wolves. Or the bad guys, the sus players, the imposters. Yeah, so you start and everyone doesn't know, like, the innocents don't know who's innocent or who's bad. The bad guys know who's bad. And their job is to kill off all the lambs before they escape. You go around doing quests at first, to earn money, to earn enough to get a weapon. So you can either defend yourself or kill lambs, depending on what side you're on. And, yeah, you pretty much do that. And then there will be a point where everyone has weapons and you're all just the lambs are trying to escape via puzzles. There's a whole bunch of puzzles they can use to escape. And the wolves are trying to stop them without pulling too much attention to them. Because obviously there are like twice as many lambs as there are wolves. And the wolves just have the advantage of knowing who each other is. I believe they can also see through walls, the wolves. So that's like their ability to help them kill things. But yeah, I looked at it and I looked it up on YouTube and because I've seen YouTubers play it recently and it looks really fun. They really enjoyed it and they were saying how much they liked it and how much they were surprised by how little it costs. I think it was like $9 American or something. And I think it's made by Square Enix, I think, which is a surprise. But I went online to see the reviews, and all I saw was a whole bunch of like those red pill kind of dickheads, ones who basically have nothing nice to say about any game unless it's their favorite game that ever existed, kind of thing. They have nothing nice to say about any game that isn't a war game or Grand Theft Auto. So safe games to like, basically. But yeah, they're basically saying how awful it looked, how terrible it played, and all I saw was, you know, the YouTubers who were playing it were having fun and stuff, and they weren't sponsored to play it. Like, Square Enix did not ask them to play it. They literally had a conversation at the start, and he's like, yeah, I found it when I looked up Deception games, because I thought we should try a different Deception game, and I'm surprised it wasn't terrible. So I was like, oh, okay, so they really went in there. I'm surprised it wasn't awful. Are you saying it looks awful? But yeah, they were very supportive of it, and I was like, damn. But don't expect that of the online clowns, that's for sure. I hate it. It's awful. Awful. Terrible. I hate it. There's so many people online who just, I think they thrive off saying that how much they hate things. It's awful. Why is it awful? Because I said so. Like, look, there are some pretty terrible games out there, don't get me wrong. In saying that, I still have to play Dragon Quest? No. Dragon Inquisition: The Veil Guard. I still want to play that one. I know that a whole bunch of people have said it's terrible, but when they turned around and said it's terrible because it's woke, I was like, oh, okay. So it might actually be a good game. It's just you don't like the story because woke things. So I might actually like it. Who knows? It could still be terrible. They could have focused too much on that kind of shit. And hey, I'm all about social awareness and, you know, because I'm part of the community. But I also think that you shouldn't be so focused on that shit. No one should. It does not make my full personality. It shouldn't make anyone's full personality. Yes, was it Dragon Quest Inquisition? What else? Something else I wanted to play. I mean, I played Callisto Protocol. I've heard things about that game. I heard they minimized the threat of Darkspawn, and I thought that was really stupid. As I said, I will play it to see how it really is, because I don't trust the people who are reviewing it, unfortunately, just because their main focus, yeah, I heard about the Darkspawn stuff, by the way, but their main focus seemed to be around the woke stuff, and I'm like, guys, if you're that focused on it, obviously the game must be really boring if you're that focused on the woke shit. But no, they just focus on that because they like to. Also, the spoiler is stuff about the Darkspawn and Veilguard, and when you heard the twist, I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever heard. Well, I get to judge that for myself. But no, if you remember Callisto Protocol, the game that was supposed to be like Dead Space, and everyone was comparing it to Dead Space, I sat down and played it. I actually sat down and played it, played through the entire thing, and what I'm going to say is, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I did. I thought the story was interesting. As you know, you were kind of turned into a prisoner with no choice, and it was dark. It was scary. I liked it. I'm not going to apologize for that. I actually enjoyed it. I care about the fact that the series I grew up with is being mishandled by morons. I think that I think it's more that they wanted to make it for a wider audience. They didn't just want to make it for you, the fan. They wanted to get new fans. And by doing that, they kind of alienated the old fans. And, yeah. The story would have been mishandled because of that. And that happens a lot. Let me put it this way. I don't agree with that method, but I also understand that method. I don't agree that they should have done that so badly. Like, from what I've heard, the story has completely just gone off the rails. But it's and I see this a lot of the time with games. They just try to make it as flashy and cool as possible. But it's not always the most lore efficient thing. And yeah, they try to make it for people. They try to make it for everyone. That doesn't mean it ends up being it for everyone. They try to make it for everyone, which usually alienates the original fans. And at the end of the day, more and more people are playing video games now, and I think gamers need to realize that, or older gamers need to realize that they aren't the only target audience anymore. Pure, like, the pure gamers, or whatever you want to call them, the ones who've been playing it for years since their childhood, are no longer the targets anymore. They're one of the targets, but they're not the main one. And it sucks to hear, but it also is true. You either have to get with the times or kind of give up. Sucks to hear, and sucks to be that on that side. Callisto Protocol, I played it too. It was so I was so disappointed. I knew it was Dead Space, but I wanted it to do something with the prison planet idea. Have the prisoner enemies. No, I didn't mind that. Issue with the Callisto Protocol is they try to make it The Last of Us, but the issue with The Last of Us is freaking boring. That's true. I didn't like The Last of Us, and I thought it was the only one. I just didn't care for The Last of Us. I just found it boring, personally. I found Callisto Protocol interesting, and I will agree with you. They had so much the way they could have gone. You know, they had such a good base that they just kind of squandered it a little bit with not going more interesting. But I feel like they were trying to be safe, being that they were basically making Dead Space. If they went too adventurous, people would be like, "What are you trying to do? Are you trying to make Dead Space but like this?" I don't know. They seem to go a little bit safer. I will agree with that. They could have been more adventurous. As I said, I didn't find it boring. I enjoyed myself. I do agree with you. They could have done more, and they could have explored more. But I did like how they went throughout the entire prison, and there were different like zones, and it felt different in different areas, and yeah. I liked the environment more than I liked Dead Space, and Dead Space is my third favorite game ever. Like, I wrote out all my favorite games, my top 15 games, because a lot of people were doing it recently. And I figured out Dead Space is probably my third favorite game that's ever been made. Although, I think I still have it here. My top 5 are not that surprising. Yeah, my top 5 Fable, like the original Fable, Hogwarts Legacy, Bioshock, Dead Space, and Dishonored. All RPGs. RPGs are my favorite, so it's not surprising. But they're all pretty heavy RPGs too. The only interesting enemy in that list of the protocol out of the 4 enemies was the chameleon one, but the rest is angry zombie men, two-headed guy, big mean robot worm, blind guy. Don't forget the screamers, the screamy guys, the explodey guys. Fable's my favorite video game ever, and I will stand by the fact that yes, Fable 3 wasn't as good as Fable 1 and 2, but it was still a goddamn good game. That's like comparing the best apple pie you've ever had to a good apple pie. It's like, yeah, it's a good apple pie. Do I prefer that apple pie? Of course I do. But I'm still eating this apple pie. What is wrong with you? And people that have problems with that apple pie can go get fricked. When I saw the aftermath of the prison guards being prison guards being lynched, I thought that the building up to the prison enemies, because it would make sense because the planet would have been the new alien. I think that they, from what it sounds like, they were going to make a Callisto Protocol 2, where there was going to be another outbreak, and it was going to be like there was going to be scientists. Monsters that were like able to spew up acid and stuff, and they were going to go more explorative in that realm, but I think at the start they just wanted to make something. They just wanted to like set up a world and then explore it later, but unfortunately they just didn't get the chance because no one, well, not no one, but it got canned because it wasn't good enough against Dead Space, which Dead Space is like really old. And I get that they did a remake recently, and I played the remake. And they did a series on the remake, which I don't even know if the series is out yet because like it kept getting pushed. But honestly, it feels like I just want to say, and like I love Dead Space. I think it's great. I love the story, Ishimura, and all that crap. But I do think that there is a space where both Callisto Protocol can exist, and so can Dead Space. You know why people were excited about Dead Space guy working on something? Because they thought they were going to have a creative enemy design, the most basic enemy in Dead Space, 1 million times more. I will make a game that people are interested in, so they're happy to explore the world. I don't, and I feel like you can understand this too. I don't know why they haven't made Dead Space 4. Dead Space 2, I still enjoyed. Dead Space 3 was absolutely ridiculous and so dumb, but it was still like a okay game. Like, I'd still play it again. It wasn't amazing. It was nowhere near as good as 1 and 2, but Dead Space 3 was still fun. They added new stuff to it, made it interesting, added new areas, so I was good with it. Yeah, I feel like that's the problem. EA doesn't think they can make $1 billion off Dead Space 4. Look, I don't think they can either, but I think they could make a very large amount of profit from it. More than the remake. Like, the remake did really well, and I don't think that... I think it would have... Bioshock 4 would have done better than Bioshock 1 remake. Okay, where is my sand? I need to get sand. Ashen sand, white sand. I love that I could have chosen yellow sand, but no. I chose white sand. We only have white sand on this land. That's right, guys. If I need to get some more, I'm going to have to go out to the Zone 4. The fiery pits of hell. Every time I walk through here, I hear a bear growling. It's underneath me in like my makeshift mountain that I had to make. I really do need to start adding in all the platforms. Because at this point, we have like all the platforms there and all the platforms built out here. And then nothing in between. All of this still hasn't been, like, properly platformed. I feel like I need to do it ASAP, because it's just... It looks awful. Don't get me wrong, it looks awful. Sand. Look at this light grey sand. It looks so much better than the yellow sand. And it just gives off a cool biome feel, you know? I like the idea of just weird alien sand. Grey. And it works more with like Mount Olympus and the Greek history stuff. I feel personally that's exactly how it works. You know, speaking of Fable, because I would love to see them do a Fable in a different like time. You know, because Fable is about a hero who works on himself and makes decisions based on his morality to then come to an ending. They could have started, like, I don't know, a Greek-style, ancient Greece-style Fable. They could do an ancient Chinese one if they wanted to. Viking. They could go down the route of Assassin's Creed and just do everything. If they wanted to. I don't think they ever will, but if they wanted to, they could explore other cultures. Because a fable is a tale. It's not like a specific thing to a certain culture. Fable 4 was built up to basically set in the Wild West with cowboys and shit. I would have hated that because I don't like cowboy games, but but yeah, I mean they could have done that too. Well, actually no, I haven't played a cowboy game in a while. I might not hate cowboy games anymore. Who knows? I haven't played cowboy games for like 5 years. I played the first Red Dead Redemption and I was just a bit like, Which, by the way, I will never say that Red Dead Redemption is a bad game. I know that I said that I don't like cowboy games. That doesn't make Red Dead Redemption a bad game. Just because I don't like a game doesn't make it bad. And that's how I feel most people should look at those kinds of things. But they don't. I don't like it, therefore it's terrible. Got the beautiful ashen sands. Gonna place it all out nice and neat. Beautiful. Just beautiful. May they have an entire Middle 8 area, and Arabian Nights would be pretty awesome. Yeah, the Arabian Night, like, exploring that. They'd probably... I would like to see them go different kinds of humor as well, because the British humor is for normal Fable. I'd like to see their interpretation of, like, Middle Eastern humor and Asian humor and kind of that. It would be interesting. It would be interesting. I am glad that they've made another Fable. Like, I've been waiting for years for them to bring another one. And they are making another BioShock, by the way. They have been trying to get a company to the Dishonored people have been trying to, Arcane Studios, but after what happened with Redfall, yeah, I feel bad for them, but you know that game exists. I'm gonna cover Redfall soon. I played it when Redfall first came out. I played it, but I didn't continue making the series, so it never made it to the channel. But I will be doing Redfall eventually, actually playing through Redfall. It does. It was perfect for the situation. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so Fable is my #1 favorite game. Hogwarts Legacy is #2. I just think Hogwarts Legacy was a very well-made game, and finally a Harry Potter game that doesn't involve Harry Potter. I understand all the controversy with J.K. Rowling, but the game itself even kind of had an entire quest line with a trans character. Like, it had a trans barkeeper in it. So I feel like though J.K. Rowling may be a bit questionable, people who worked on the game are not, and those are the people who we should be supporting, not going against them because of J.K. Rowling. Also, BioShock. I think BioShock is an amazing... like, the lore of BioShock is pretty incredible. I do think the third game was a little weird, but I still stand by playing it and enjoying it. I really, really hope the new Fable game will be tolerable. It isn't going to be... It'd be the first football game where I will go evil first time around. Fable game. Yeah. I hope it's good too, because it's my childhood and it's my favorite game. So if they fuck with it, I'm going to be very upset. But because they removed the morality mechanic, they're playing an egoist who will always be in the high ground because he sees. Oh no, they're keeping the moral stuff. The morality stuff is still there. It just doesn't affect your appearance. A lot of people keep saying that they've removed it. They haven't said that. They've only removed the visuals. Like, you won't look like a demon if you act like a demon. Like, you used to get the halo and the light hair and all that. You won't get that anymore. I agree with it. I just found it dumb, personally. I love angels and demons. Don't get me wrong. They're one of my favorite things is angels and demons. I find them cool. I'm not even religious. But yeah, I find it cool. But I also found it really dumb that you turned into a freaking angel. I'm like, why am I wearing armor then? If I'm just going to turn into a winged angel type person. So yeah, they removed that, and I agree with it. and I'm a like avid fan, so for me to agree with it, it had to be dumb. It had to be dumb. But yeah, people freaked the F out. I'm like, it's just a freaking visual. I mean, the entire game looks different, and you're worried about that. Although people worried about her, how ugly supposedly the girl was. I'm like, oh no, someone ugly in the medieval ages. How could that possibly be? What are you saying? They don't all have plastic surgery and huge tits? You do have the inherently magical blood, so it makes sense that they would turn into a divine and demonic being, depending on how. I mean, I don't think demonic or angelic being. You have magical blood. You don't have demon and angel blood. I think looking magical, sure. I would have loved like magic swirling around us, like maybe shadowy magic coming off the bad guys and light magic coming off the good guys, but not angels and demons. I stand on that hill, and I will die on that hill. I thought it was dumb. And as I said, I do agree that there should have been a magical visual because of the blood stuff. But demons and angels, no. Lady Grey was super hot. I always made sure to marry her no matter what. I never married her. I don't care how she was. I remember at the time saying how cool she was, but I couldn't marry her. She's a psycho. She's probably gonna end up killing you. Did she end up killing you? I don't, because I never married her. No, I would love to see Lady Grey come back. No? I mean, Lady Grey just disappeared and we never saw her again. She was an interesting character and they were just like, we're done with her. I mean, technically, you could always put the halo depending on your purity, which comes from taxation. I mean, I was always pure as hell because I always play good guys. I feel bad if I do something bad to game characters. So, I don't know. Then I will die a legend. It's like that where they're like, wait, did that guy die while having sex? And the cop goes, legend. No, I think they should bring back Lady Grey, personally. I think she was an interesting character, and or at least someone from her lineage, you know? Someone getting revenge on you. That would be interesting. Or even just bringing her lineage back and mentioning it. I mean, my mother was a psycho, but it's unfair what they did to her. Some hero came to town and decided her fate. Won't be deciding mine. Shoots at you or something. Lady Comstock. I mean, technically, you could be part of Lady Grey's lineage in Fable 2. Could be part of lineage in Fable 3. They just need to not abandon characters and never bring them back. I mean, we had, what, 3? The Hero of Will, Strength, and what... We never saw them again. Remember the Hero of Will, Strength, and Cunning? Those 3? We never saw those heroes again. We never heard about those heroes again in number 3. I was like, did they live? What happened to them? I would have loved just even a reference in them in a book or something. But the lore did not seem as important in the third one. It was more about the morality was more important and trying out something new, like being a king. 'Cause I just can't wait to be king. Do-do-do-do-do-do. It's basically the Lion King. Everyone's saying, stop that. Everyone's saying, see here. Everything is getting my way. Getting in my way. I mean, it makes sense. They would be Dead Space. It's 500 years between Fable and... Also, they make it the plot point that Fable, their Heels Guild, was murdered by Albion. Oh. So what about... Oh yeah, so obviously number 3 is BioShock. And I heard they're making a BioShock 4, which is exciting. I'm excited about that. I hope that either they take us back to Ratchet or they take us to a completely different place, like space or something. I wouldn't mind space. I think that would be kind of cool. Take us to space. BioShock in space. What's the other one? And then yes, number 5 on my list is Dishonored. I don't think they're gonna make another Dishonored. I would love them to make another Dishonored, but I don't think it's gonna happen because of, you know, everything that happened with that studio, and they were forced to make a game that they didn't want to make. And yeah, it was terrible. You could tell they didn't want to make it. Because it was their worst game ever. Because in Fable, a hero isn't a modern interpretation. It's more of ancient Greece interpretation of like the hero of the trials instead of someone inheriting goodness. Yeah. You weren't born a hero. You had to make yourself a hero. You had to prove yourself. Next, number 6, by the way. Out of my top 15, number 6 is World of Warcraft. I can't deny, there have definitely been ups and downs in World of Warcraft. There have been many ups and downs, but the only times I've ever disliked World of Warcraft have been to do with Blizzard. They often aren't about the game. When I'm disappointed, it's usually because Blizzard has done something. Like Blizzard has increased the subscription for Australia, and Australia only, recently, which was a bit shitty of them. All because Australia's government cracked down on, I think, their loot boxes or something. They cracked down on something they did, so they decided to increase only Australia's subscription fees. You have a problem with it? Go talk to your government. They made us do it. But yeah, World of Warcraft I've been playing since vanilla, and I've enjoyed it since, because it was a game I played with my dad when I was 8. So, you know, been around for a very long time. So I was going to make it in my top 15 for sure, and top 10 most likely. I'm trying to build up the walls, because I haven't actually done any of that yet until now. Number 7. I mean, it's no surprise, Age of Mythologies. Oh, a Greek-inspired game? Oh, never. Not in my Christian Minecraft channel. Love Age of Mythologies. Really happy that they brought out a remaster of it. Yeah, just love the game. Played it ridiculous amount of hours. Used to play it with friends and family, and most of the time played Greek gods. I enjoyed that that they brought out DLCs for it, with the Chinese updates and the Chinese gods and the Atlantean gods. If they prequel where they take place like a classic Roman period would be interesting. Yeah, I guess. Though I haven't played it in a while. I will say I have not played it in a while because I've just been distracted with all the other games I have to play. Number 8 is Enshrouded. The survival hero game. I'd almost call it hero dungeon exploration game. It's definitely one of my favorite survival games. Oh, Fable prequel. Yeah. That would make sense. Roman would make sense. I thought you meant Age of Mythologies. I'm like, well, I guess there is Roman Roman mythology, but it's basically the same thing. But yeah, Enshrouded. I have loved Enshrouded. I want to cover Enshrouded again, but I haven't got around to it, and especially with the Way of Water came out, the new update, I'm so excited to actually see how it affected the world, and I'm really excited to play it, like, super excited. I'm just upset that I haven't got around to it. I've had to kind of focus more on the Cozy Craft games, Cozy Craft side of my, of that channel, because it's the one that people seem to view more. It's the one that gets the views. But I will cover it either way because I want to. And it's my channel, and I can do what I want with it. If people have a problem with that, then they don't have to subscribe. I want to be able to cater to both sides of the creative spectrum. What else? Number 9 is a Cozy Craft game. There you go. We have Cozy Craft on here. And it's the Australian farming game, Dinkum. That's right, mates. It's Dinkum. Dinkum is one of my favorite farming games. It's definitely not as Australian as I think it could be. Just because there are some things that a lot of Australians are like, what the... Like, snow in winter is an interesting choice. I like, so they got rid of it, by the way. They didn't actually end up keeping it. But yeah, the snow, they were going to do snow for winter. I'm like, yeah, I could see that backlash. A mile away. And they did. They received a lot of backlash for it. People were like, but it doesn't snow in winter for Australia. Why would you have snow in winter? That is so odd. Ugh. But no, I do love the game. I find it really fun and interesting. I've played, I think, 100 days of it, and it was really good. I'm going to be playing 200 days one day when I get time. And yeah, I think it's really fun. There's a whole bunch of vehicles, buildings. You can basically make your own town. You take care of it. It's more of like a farming town manager. And I like that, personally. And number 10 is Fallout 4. But not just Fallout 4, because Fallout 4 is a good game. And Fallout 4 would be in my top 20. But in my top 10 is Fallout 4 London. The London mod that was created by, I can't remember what the group was called, but created by a modding group to add on to Fallout 4. That specific Fallout mod, I like more than the game itself. It was so good. Not gonna lie, it was so good. Then the other like 5 Sunset Overdrive, The Division 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Burnout Revenge, and Wildstar. You can tell someone's a gamer when their entire list is just weirdly unhinged. It just goes from okay, yeah, okay to what is that? I have a lot of people say what is that when it comes to the last 5. Like Sunset Overdrive is a very dumb arcadey kind of RPG story thing. The Division 2 is a gun game. A post-apocalyptic gun game. The Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the Greek Assassin's Creed, which most people didn't particularly like. And Burnout Revenge is just a car game where you have to crash into people. Oh, Wildstar is an MMORPG that died. Yeah, it got cancelled. Or not cancelled, shut down. To this day, I hold out hopes that the private server will come out. I'm going to take a break from the platforms, and I've been working on this instead. Making all these mountains a lot... They're still flat. Don't get me wrong, they're still flat. I mean, you can see that. But, yeah, adding a bit of shape to them now. Because it is time to make the mountains look a bit more mountainous. So we've had these buildings on them for so long, and I'm going to have to start doing it on all the platforms. Because otherwise, I don't know what heights I can make everything. Because there'll be this in the way. So it is time. It is time to go around the entire thing and start adding chalk to it. Chalk. But no, it's time to add detail, and hopefully it will look good. I hope so. I'll be sad if it doesn't. I just don't feel comfortable doing all the platforms until I have finished this. Because there's just so much to do. There is so much to do. And I don't know how far I can build out the platforms, or how much the platform is going to be covered by this anyway. So, might as well look into it now. You know. Oh, she's a right fit bird, ain't she? Is that not showing up again? Ugh. Okay. But no, I think it's important to explore games. I really do. So yeah, what probably my mission for the next couple of in-game days is just to detail this and try to make it look a bit more flattering, because we so far have just been very up-down with these platforms, very flat and dull, because I just haven't thought of what I wanted to do with them, and I haven't had the brain capacity to care. What can I say? Sometimes caring is sharing, and sometimes caring hurts my head. We are gonna have to go get some more chalk, though. I'm pretty sure that was my last chalk. What we have is my last chalk. In fact, let's go get some. I'm gonna check for repair kits up at that station up there, and then we'll go get some. Gonna need to repair my tools at some point. But no, I think if anyone's list of favorite video games personally, if it's just all the same genre, I don't think you're very open as a gamer. Like, you have a favorite genre, that's great, and all those games belong in it. But if you haven't got even one game that isn't in the same genre, like something else, I would be a little bit like, oh, so you don't play many video games, I'm guessing. And they'll be like, no, I play lots of video games. Okay. So you just don't like many video games? No, I love video games. Okay. I'm very confused now. And I'm not saying... A lot of people online were saying, if you don't have one FPS in your video games, then you're not a true gamer or something like that. I would never say any of that shit, because you can have no FPSs in your list and still be a gamer. I have one, I think. I have Division 2, and I don't even know if that's... I don't even think that's first person. You can do third person. Assassin's Creed isn't first person. Sunset Overdrive isn't first person. Fable Bioshock is first person, but it's not a shooter. Ah, there's guns. I wouldn't call it that. Or someone who's just like, if you don't have one multiplayer game. What, then I have no friends? No shit. No, I'm kidding. No shit, Sherlock! Tell me something I care about. Okay, we need to go to the Marble Highlands. Damn. That loading was a bit suspicious. Okay, so we're going over to this one. I like playing Tom Clancy games, so I could laugh as playing a hunk. Aww. I like playing Tom Clancy games for hunks as well, but just not for the same reason as you. You like LARPing as a hunk. I like looking at the hunk. But no, I like Tom Clancy's Division and Tom Clancy's Division 2. I think they're great. I have a lot of fun with them. I enjoyed the Warlords one, though the final boss was so fucking irritating. As hunk. No, not as a hunk. As hunk. Is that your character's name, or is that a character in the game that I just don't remember? Human unit never killed. Oh. As a not is that a robot? I'm confused. I don't remember Hunk. Although I haven't played Division 2 in a while, so that's probably why. I heard that they were going to bring out Division 2 Heartlands, and I don't know what happened with that. I know something bad happened. Nothing good happened. It's the guy with the gas mask on Resident Evil. Oh. I thought it had a different name. I did not know that. I will be wrapping up soon though, at the 3-hour mark. Mainly because I've got to go start the rest of my day. I've got things to do, people to see. But yeah, next time I stream, I'll probably be playing a cozy craft game. A cute little cozy craft game on the Pink channel. But I'll probably see you, Salami, in Kelpie's stream. Whenever her next stream is. But yeah, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you could like the stream, that would be awesome. If you could subscribe, that would be cool too. But it's up to you. You don't have to. We also have 3 other channels. We have the Pokemon channel, which is Friendlymon. Friendlymon focuses a lot on fan-made games, so if you're interested in figuring out about fan-made games, then that's pretty awesome. We'll also be looking at things like Horrormon and Power World, and Animo, and stuff like that. Pretty much anything to do with creature tamers. We also have an MMORPG/RPG channel, which is Friendly Noob, that's the Blue Fox. And yeah, lately we've been doing a lot of Fallout London, High on Life 2. We've been trying to keep up with the games. Friendly Corner, which is the cozy craft and survival games, which currently we are streaming on as well. And, well, not right now, but lately we have been. And tomorrow I think we'll be on that stream doing Star Sand Island, which is a fun game. It's a fun game. I'm kind of at the boringer parts of the game, but at least I get to talk with you guys, so we'll probably have some nice chats instead. Instead of me being completely encapsulated by feeding animals and brushing animals and making sure the animals aren't going crazy. That's an important part. And of course this channel, which is number 4. And it's the Minecraft and Hytale channel. So if you are interested in any of those, feel free to subscribe. All of this helps out. Any small bit does help out, and it's much appreciated. But till next time, guys, I'm going to continue on just breaking these. And I will see you on in the next stream. And don't forget that we do post videos, I think like 3-4 times a week. So if you want to go catch up on those, you're more than welcome. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Salami, I will see you soon. I will see you probably in Kelpie's stream. Because I'm sure they're going to stream very soon anyway. If not, they're streaming on the weekends. And yeah, I appreciate your time and effort, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Goodbye. So long. Farewell. Don't forget to write. Also, you know, so long and thanks for all the fish.